Hello and welcome to unit testing with Nodejs. In this video, we'll create a unit test for our API in Nodejs using Mocha, Chai, and Supertest. Mocha is a test framework for JavaScript. Chai is an assertion library. Supertest allows us to send HTTP request to our HTTP server, Nodejs HTTP server. Okay, we'll use an YC package from Istanbul for test coverage. We'll also create Github Actions so that it will run our unit test automatically whenever we push to the main branch or we get a pull request to the main branch. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I have prepared the project already because writing all the code will take a lot of time. So let's first check the final output. npm test will test the code. There are some test cases that will run and it will pass the test case. It will say the green tick marks. Okay, so let's run the coverage as well. So whenever we run coverage, it will create a coverage file for us. Okay, we can open this project, this output, and as we can see, this will show clear. This will show the outputs of our test coverage. So here in this controller, user file covers all these files except these sections. Okay, and as I already told, we have used Github Actions here. So this we can show this logo of status unit testing passing or failing in the readme file. Okay, let's get started. So I have prepared separate branch for it. First we'll check with the basic. So in the basic file, I have set up a basic project. So we have a simple module for a user with first name, last name, country, email, date of birth, and password. We have set up some routes, and we have our app.js. So we will be using Mongoose, Express, and we have a .env file. Some environment variable are defined here. Okay, everything is basic, so there is not much here. Okay, so now we are focusing on behavior driven development, BDD. So first we'll write our test case. So I have already prepared the test case in the create test branch. So okay, here is our test file. So let's first talk about how the Mocha work. So there is a describe. So it will describe the function or it will describe the test case. So we will write the API name here, and this before each block will run every time it run the next describe function. Okay, next describe section. So for every before each testing, it will run this method. So we'll delete all the users, and I have another describe section here which says post. It will send post request to api/v0/user/signup. Okay, so in this request it should create, we have a test case. It's as written in a plain text. It should create and return a user. So we have a data, simple data. We send a request using Supertest. This request is from Supertest. Okay, we send the post request to api/v0/user/signup with the data, this data. Okay, as in the behavior driven development BDD, we should get the test case to fail first. So we'll write our test case first and we'll run the test, and it should fail because we haven't implemented any. Okay, so all these test cases are fail. I have some test case. It is for this one is for sign up, this one is for post a login. It should return a token and user information. So we'll create a user again and we'll send the email and password, and it should response out with the status code. The response status code should equal to 200, and it should have property token. Okay, this aspect is from the Chai assertion engine. Okay, as we are writing in behavior driven development, we expect response that status to equal 200. Okay, in this way we can write our test case. I think it's clear. Let's check another as well. We have API to get /id. So it's the endpoint /API/v0/user/ with id. Okay, it should return a user if the valid id is passed. Okay, so we'll pass a valid id and it should return 200 status success, and the username should be false. Since we have created these users, this should return this user. Okay, and it should return 400 error when invalid object is provided. As we are using Mongo, the ID should be at least 12 character long. So one is an invalid ID, so yeah, it should return 400 error. And if we return a valid ID, so that's 12 character long, and the user does not exist, since this ID user is not available, it should return 400 for not found error. Okay, now we have prepared our test case. We should write our code to implement this test case. Okay, I have prepared that as well in this pass test branch. Okay, now I have added the auth here. So this will take the authentication token and authorize if the user exists. If it just return 401 unauthorized error. And we have the controller. We have implement all the methods that sign up, login, and get user and get me. And we have a router here, the user. We add the /users router here. User sign up will be pointed to the controller, login, that controller, same controller. Okay, in the controller we try to pass the result. So controller, okay, as we can see in the post sign up, it should return 201 user created. Okay, in sign up, if everything went correct, it should return 201. Okay, we should have also written a test coverage for this 409. Email already exists, so we can do that as well. Also for login, we have two cases. if when providing wrong password and when providing the correct information. Okay, so we write our application to pass that case as well. So in case of login success, we'll pass 200, and in case of error password or something, so we'll pass 401 error. Okay, it should return a token and user information. So whenever we log in with valid username and password, it is same as this. We have first created our users and log in using this password. It should response 200 and it should response the token. Okay, so we create another user and we pass different password here, wrong password here, so it should return 401. Okay, we write our controller according to the test case, so it should pass our test case now. Let's try that as well. npm test. So the test case are passed. So let's intentionally fail one just to check. So in the sign up, instead of responding 201, let's set response 200. Okay, so it should fail the test because we expect. Okay, yeah, the test case failed because we want on the sign up, if everything is okay, we are expecting request to equal to 201. We expect 201. The actual is 200 and we accept it to equal to 201. Okay, so we get the error. In this way we can find out if anything goes wrong with our application. Okay, and now I have set up Github Actions as well. So with Github Actions, so whenever we push a change, whenever we push to the main branch, it will run the unit test in the defined environment. So we run the test on Ubuntu latest server, node version, run the test on node version 10, 12 and 14, and use the MongoDB version 4.0 and 4.2. so it will run the test on version 10 with MongoDB 4 and MongoDB 4.2, and for node 12 it will test on both Mongo version and so on. So there are these steps. I have just had already built this YML file, so just pasted here. So if we need to create another, there are options here, and we'll write set up this workflow and it give us the information. So there are other interaction as well, we can pick as needed. Also you can Google for other information as well. So our GitHub Actions is in place. So as you already seen, the test is passing here. Let's try sending a pulse. Let's intentionally just change this to 200. Let's change something another. Okay, let's change this to 201. So we expect the me. Where is that? The me should return with the status code 200. Status code 200, but if we send a 201, it should fail the request. So, and also we'll see the this status should be changed to failed. Okay, let's try that. So okay, we are in the GitHub action branch. So git origin actions to main. Okay, so now the actions will be failure test. Okay, and this is our commit. Okay, action is running in the queue and it's on process now. You upload, so it's running on this Node version 10 and Mongo version 4, Node 10 and Mongo 4.2. Okay, we can view image, open image in new tab. Okay, since this test fails, so this should be updated as well as failing. Okay, so whenever test fail, it will indicate that our test fails as well in this section. Okay, in this way you can set up our GitHub Actions as well. There are all other GitHub Actions for deployment with Alibaba Cloud, Azure and so on. We can process with that. Okay, thank you. I think you understand something. Thank you and have a good day.